Listen carefully. The biggest mistake people make after moving to Canada with kids is thinking life automatically becomes easier. It doesn't. In fact, for many families, raising kids in Canada becomes harder in a way nobody talks about. Let me show you the real truth so you won't learn the hard way. The first thing is children will shock you. Not maybe, but it will. If both parents are working, your child cannot just stay at home. You will need a daycare. And here's the reality. Daycare in Canada can cost anywhere from $600 to $1,500 per month per child, depending on the province. Yes, per child. Now imagine you have 2 kids. That is easily over $2,000 monthly. And that is after moving to a country where you are still trying to settle. What happens if you can't afford a daycare? It's simple. One parent stops working, usually the mother. Now your household incomes drops by almost half. Rent is still high, food is expensive, and transport is not cheap. Pressure starts building. A real life scenario: a couple moves to Canada, they both plan to work, but after 2 months, they realize daycare alone has eaten one full salary. They sit down and they calculate. One person has to stay home. Now, instead of growing financially, they are just surviving. Childcare is not small. Plan for it before you move, not after you move. The next truth is your kids will change faster than you expect. This one is deep. In Canada, children grow with different mindsets. Very fast, they become independent easily. They question things, they don't just obey just because you say so. What happens if you try to raise them the way you were raised? You will clash constantly because the system supports the child. The school teach children their rights. Even small things like shouting too much can lead to issues. A real life scenario: a parent discipline a child the way they do back home. The child reports it in school. Now social service gets involved, not because you are a bad parent, but because the system is different. Because in Nigeria, parents lead, children follow. But in Canada, children have the full rights. Parents must balance authority with understanding. So don't just stop being a parent, but must adjust your approach. The next one is, the school is good, but it's not magic. Yes, public schools are free. Yes, the system is organized. But here's the truth: your child's success still depends heavily on you. What happens if you assume the school will handle everything? Your child will fall behind because Canadian schools encourage independence. A real scenario: a child stops doing homework regularly. The school informs the parent once. After that, responsibility shifts to the child. If the parent is not actively involved, performance drops quietly. Now let's talk about something nobody prepares you for, which is loneliness. Not just for you, but for your kids as well. Back home, kids have cousins, neighbors, noise, life. But in Canada, everything is structured, everything is quiet and controlled. What happens if your child struggles to make friends? They may become withdrawn. Spend more time online, or they feel isolated, especially for the first 6 to 12 months. Now let's get practical. Government support exists, but they also understand it very, very well. Canada gives something called the Canada Child Support, the CCB. This money is paid monthly to support family with kids. Go to this website. I will also put the link in the description box. Once you apply on this website, the amount depends on the income and the number of children. But here's the truth: this money helps, but it does not cover everything. What happens if you fully rely on this CCB? You will struggle, yes, because rent plus food plus transport already consume most of your income. The next one is immigration status affects your child's future. This is very important. Go to this website. This is where you check your work permits, study permits, and permanent residence pathway. If you're on a temporary visa, your child's long-term future is not guaranteed yet. What happens if your PR is delayed or denied? Your child may have to leave Canada even after adjusting to the system. So you have to support your status early. Don't relax too soon. Now let's talk about the cost of living. What happens if your income is unstable? You will feel the pressure very, very quick, especially with kids involved. A real life scenario: a parent loses a job, savings starts going down slowly, bills don't wait, while the children still need food, school items, and clothing. So stability matters more when you have kids abroad. Now here's something positive: opportunities for children are rare. Let's be balanced. Kids in Canada have access to better learning resources, libraries, sports programs, and safe environments. What happens if you position your child very well? They can grow into opportunities that are even harder to access back home. But again, it depends on the guidance. So Canada gives opportunities, but you must guide your child into it. Before moving to Canada, check this immediately. Number 1 is the cost of daycare in your target city. Number 2 is the school district quality. Number 3 is housing near school. And 4 is job stability plan. Go to this website. I'll put the link in the description box. Now let's close this honestly. Raising kids in Canada is not easy. It is structured, it is expensive, and it required adjustments. But if you understand the system early, if you can prepare financially, and if you can adapt your parenting style, then it can be one of the best decisions you ever make for your family. So here's the quick recap before we end. Childcare is expensive, kids will change faster, the school need your involvement, loneliness is real, the government support helps but is limited. The immigration status matters. Also, stability is everything and opportunity exists if you can guide well. If you are watching this for the first time and you want a real honest breakdown like this, you already know what to do. Click on that subscribe button to subscribe. It's free. I've already made a video where I broke down how much is the actually cost to move to Canada with family in 2026. Make sure to watch that video because if you don't understand the money parts, everything we just discussed will become harder and harder. Thank you, and I will see you on the next one.